Welcome to Podtroidvania, a podcast about the games we love, the games that inspire us, and the games that shape us to be who we are today. Today we're going to be actually talking about Steam hardware. Today I have a very special guest from Deck Ready on the YouTube channel. As always, his name is Jimmy Champane. Jimmy, how are you?
Great, man. You hunted me down, so I felt like I had to do this one.
Well, it's so funny because I don't have Twitter, so I couldn't reach out to you there. So I was like, okay, well, so how do we do this? So I looked at your Blue Sky account, and you had posted one thing like 2 years ago. And I'm like, okay, I don't think he uses this thing. And so just a shot in the dark. Well, I had emailed you too, but I didn't think you saw that. But I
Yeah, it went to my spam.
Yeah, I just a shot in the dark. I'm like, how do I get a hold of Jimmy? And you followed me back and DM'd me, and I was like, I just didn't believe that worked. So it's just really
The notification came right through from Blue Sky. It's like the only notification I've ever gotten. And I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. I didn't even know Blue Sky had DMs. I just wanted to get my name on there.
Yeah, so
when people were using it, I was like, okay,
yeah,
I'll just make an account really quick.
The last time you had used it, they didn't have like any features. You couldn't I don't think you'd even upload pictures. Like you could barely do anything like 2 years ago. But yeah, definitely I wanted to have you on because I wanted to talk about Steam hardware. When I had first asked you, which I think it was like a month ago, we had barely known anything yet, but there were rumblings. And so now we have the Steam controller. We both have one.
Yeah, mine's downstairs. Both of them.
Oh,
one's in the living room, one's in my basement studio desk.
Yeah,
but I have it.
I think it's really cool. It's definitely it's a very comfortable controller in my opinion. I don't know if you feel like it's awkward at all to hold, but I think for me it's like the perfect size for my hands. And weirdly, a weird thing to admit is I have small hands, so most controllers do kind of feel weird, but this is really nice.
I have giant hands, and it feels good in mine. The DualSense, which is funny because I have a PlayStation channel, but the DualSense hurts my hands after like an hour. So about the amount of time that the battery life lasts is right when my hands start hurting. But my default before Steam controller was the 8-bit Do Ultimate 2. I talk about Deck Filter all the time. My friend Felix's app, but he turned me onto that controller, and I was like, this is only $50. It can't be good. And then I got it, and it's awesome. And I see all your Nintendo stuff.
Yes.
They make Nintendo Switch controllers.
Yeah, I've got, I pretty much stick to the Switch 2 Pro controller for
that one's good.
But I've had a few things people send me controllers. I get the Goalie Kit ES Pro controller, which is really nice.
I hear about that one a lot.
But I don't know, I kind of always just go right back to the Switch 2 Pro controller, and I think for I don't really use a controller on the only PC I have for gaming is the Steam Deck. So when I do use a controller, it's when I'm streaming, and so I'm already dealing with a little bit of latency, having to go through a capture card, even if I'm doing the pass through to the monitor. And so having just a regular Bluetooth controller, if it's an Xbox or the Switch Pro controller, it's sometimes feels like garbage trying to play a game when I need it to be low latency. I play a lot of Metroidvanias, which you probably could guess. And
I figured you only played strategy games.
Yeah. What's funny is actually I did test the controller out playing Command & Conquer Red Alert 2, and it was kind of easy to play. I mean, I wouldn't choose that. If I wanted to play that game, really sit down and play, I'd do mouse and keyboard, but it was pretty easy to play with that, with the trackpads and the I keep wanting to call them the sticks, the triggers.
Oh yeah. I cut it out of the video that I put up on Saturday or Sunday. The days are blurring together. But I played Battlefield 6 with the full gyro, not just the fine-tuned gyro.
Okay.
And I was cleaning up. I've never done better at Battlefield 6. So I might have to abandon keyboard and mouse in that game.
Oh wow.
Because it was an immediately noticeable improvement over how I used to play. I was like, whoa. And then with Resident Evil 4, I used the fine-tuned gyro, and then you can use the trackpads, but I mapped those to the D-pad to select weapons in Mercenaries mode.
Okay. I don't really play any shooters, so but I do understand how the gyro could be really useful in a first-person shooter. And
Well, have you played Splatoon?
no, I have not played Splatoon.
It's just like that.
Okay.
That one was like the first big gyro game. I
Yeah.
remember back when that first one came out on Wii U, everyone was like all about the gyro because the sticks were in a weird spot on the Wii U. Even though it's the same
Yes.
layout as the Steam Deck, it just feels a little different.
Yeah, they were. It was symmetrical, but they were both on the top, right? So it's
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I think some people had said that they feel like the sticks were weirdly placed on this thing, but
Yep.
I think they're good. I think they my thumbs fall right on them when I put my hands on the controller. I played Monster Hunter Wilds, which you need to move around both sticks a lot in that game,
Yeah.
and I didn't have any issues with it. Um, yeah, I mean, it's pretty great. I think it's worth the $99. I don't know if you agree. I think you probably have
Definitely.
said in your videos that you agreed. The purchasing it though was a wild adventure.
That was funny because I had two in my cart because you can use a Steam DB plugin to
Oh,
just add unreleased items to your cart. So I had two in my cart. I learned this like 30 minutes before it went live. And then I just happened to log on at like 12:52 or something, 12:54, and I saw the buy now button, so I just went to my cart and I hit purchase and it went right through and I was like, "All right, done and dusted." So I messaged my friend Jake, who runs Game Ranks,
yeah, yep.
and I was like, "Yo, did you get through?" He's like, "Yeah, right away." And then I messaged Rich from Fan the Deck, who's another Steam Deck YouTuber. He got through right away. And then right after that, everyone else, like Bill from the Nerd Nest, Carrie from the Fox, Retro Game Core, they're all like, "No, no, no." They didn't get, like, they were having so much trouble for like 30 minutes. And then I I think Bill just gave up because he had a review unit, but
Right, yeah.
I know Russ got through and Carrie got through, but he still doesn't have a controller on Monday, May 11th. Carrie from the Fox still doesn't have a controller.
I watched part of that podcast that you're on, and he had said that like even though he was one of the first to get through to order one, he still doesn't have it, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So my wife and I, because she has a Steam account, just because she bought me the Steam Deck for my birthday, and
Oh, cool.
so we were both literally clicking continue like as fast as we can, and it
Yeah.
was maybe like at 1:30 she got through, which kind of sucks because I put money on my Steam wallet per your advice, and she got through, so it was on her account, and she couldn't use my Steam wallet, right? So I had to put it on a credit card. So now I have $150 in Steam credit.
Oh, I mean,
So
there are worse problems to have.
it's true, yeah. If you have first world problems, I remember there's a couple people who had commented on one of the controller videos I made, and they're like, "I can't buy it because I need to buy groceries." I'm like, I'm
I
sorry,
know
I don't know how to
people
what to
say
say to
stuff
them.
like that to me, and I'm like, what do I say?
Yeah,
Like, that sucks. I feel bad, but like, some people will ask me that in my DMs and then ask me to buy them stuff, and I'm like, I'm not swimming in money either, man. Like, I
yeah,
do okay on YouTube, but like,
right.
I'm not like game rank size or anything like that. But you know, $100 for a controller is a little bit more than I think a lot of people would want to pay.
Mm,
But I also think like where all the controllers at is kind of crazy now. Like the DualSense starting at 75 when it
yep.
used to start at 70. Switch 2 Pro controller, what is that? Like 80 or 90?
It's like 90. Yeah, I got it
Yeah.
at Costco for like
That's where I got it.
$85 or whatever it was, or I forget how much it
Yeah.
was, but yeah, it was yeah, that's expensive. It's also a very nice controller.
It is very nice.
So
You can use it on Steam now if you wire it because
okay.
Nintendo locked down the Bluetooth on the Joy Cons and that. I thought I was gonna have like a really good YouTube short where I was like, I'm using the Switch 2 Pro controller on the Steam Deck, and then I was like, how do you put it into pairing mode? And so I'm googling on the launch day.
Nintendo.
It's like you can't. But then later on, Valve added the ability through wired, and by that time, no one cared, so it was fine. But I used it for Donkey Kong. I'm gonna get Star Fox, and I bought Pokemon Legends ZA.
Hmm.
I was had to think about that for a second.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of like the Gully Kit one that I mentioned before is $30. So I mean, you know, if you want a PC controller that and you don't care about like the 2.4 gigahertz or like the little puck thing or whatever, Then $30 you can get a TMR, a controller with TMR sticks and all that. So I mean,
Yeah.
you can find stuff that's really cheap. Thing that I ran into a lot in my comments was people being they were upset that the Steam controller is set up basically to all of its functionality is in Steam. And like
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
ways
I
you can
know.
get around it, but it's like I made a whole video where I'm like, this is Valve's first party controller for Steam with features that are built into the Steam platform to play Steam games. And people are still like, well, I still wish it would work with anything. It's like,
Yeah. It's like everyone's got to have an
yeah,
edge case or a gotcha, and like I'm not trying to have that conversation. Like you're not on Twitter, but I
no.
tweeted out a video of me booting up my SteamOS PC with the Steam controller, which
Oh,
was awesome.
yes. Was
Took it
that
out of
the
SteamOS.
same one that you had in one of your latest YouTube videos with the little clip at the end?
That exact video.
Yes.
I ended up posting. I think I said in the video I wasn't gonna post it, but I did post it,
Yeah.
and I'm glad I did because it's my first million view video, which is funny.
Nice.
Um, but people were like, "Oh, you're just taking it out of sleep mode," and it's like,
Well, yeah.
yeah, that's what you do. I'm
That's
not
what.
like what you shut your PS5 down, like your Switch 2, it's in rest mode. That's what's
No.
cool about it. You couldn't do that before. And then people are like, consoles can do this since 2006, like PS5. And I'm like, yeah, who mentioned PS5?
Yeah.
I'm not like saying this is better. I'm not making a statement at all. You're
Uh,
just inventing it in your head. I like every other console. I just prefer Steam.
that's the risk of Twitter, man. That's what I mean. Well, any social media, because you get that on Blue Sky too. But people will be like, you could say, oh, the thing is that you could say I like pancakes, and then people would be like, oh, so you hate waffles? It's
Yep.
like it's that you get that everywhere. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, it's the thing that consoles have been doing for a long time. It's also something that you haven't really been able to do on PC that easily. Like with a
Exactly.
press of a button and it wakes up from sleep. Like that's really nice. Um,
People are like, "Oh, bought this part for my PC that's $80," and another person was like, "Oh yeah, you just gotta like go into the command line," and I'm like, "You guys, you're missing the point entirely.
yeah.
It's like it's simple, it's cool, it just works.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying your way's wrong.
Mm.
It's just I like this way."
Yeah. It's people are gonna be like that, but it is really nice. I wasn't able to wake up my Steam Deck from sleep with the button until I installed the beta. And I don't know if
Yep.
that's just something that just hadn't been available yet.
Yeah.
But it worked.
Because if you have a SteamOS PC, if you have a newer graphics card like a 9070 XT, which is what I have, you kind of have to stay on the main preview channel. So
Mm.
it's part of that like beta system. But yeah, people were asking me how to do it on their Steam Deck, and I was like, it's in beta right now, but like I feel like just wait a few days and then it'll
Mm.
get pushed to stable if you don't want to use the beta.
Yeah, I also wanted to talk a little bit about the other Steam hardware because we don't really know much, but there is some stuff that's interesting. But before we go there, I had in my message to you on Blue Sky, I had mentioned that you mentioned something about working at your dad's nut factory, and then
Yeah.
just left
Yeah.
us all hanging. No pun intended. Um,
So it's right. That's the sign from it. My dad's parking spot sign out on 13 mile and 13 mile and Van Dyke here in Warren, Michigan. Not here in Warren, Michigan. I don't live in Warren, but it's on Warren. My great grandpa owned a company that sold nuts like cashews
okay.
and like nuts like almonds and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I
And
figured.
it
Yeah,
also had a big wine store. So like that's the logo right there.
yeah.
It's no longer around, but yeah, my first job was I had to freaking roast nuts in the summer, and it was terrible because
Oh,
my
yeah. That
dad
sounds bad.
used me as cheap labor. He didn't pay me all that well, and I was in there at like 5 in the morning until 3 or 4 in the afternoon a
Oh,
lot of the days, and
jeez.
yeah, but yeah, so it's called Pick a Nut. You might have seen it. They had the store brand for Farmer Jack, which used to be a grocery store chain. So if you bought candy or nuts from Farmer Jack's store brand, chances are I packaged one of those bags. But yeah, I had to like sit there, had a big vat of oil, the basket, you get the like boxes of nuts. You'd like vacuum seal them. You dump them in. You dump them in the oil, spread them out, salt them. But like, man, right out of the oven, like the oil, the nuts were so good. And I'll get flamed for that, but like, or someone will clip that.
Oh
But
yeah.
it was so good. So good. Yeah. So that was my first job. And then my dad, I steal stuff from my parents all the time. Like my dad has 3 Remington statue, like the Cowboys. He has like 3 reproductions. I stole those. Took this parking sign from him. I took a bronze Napoleon quarter bust.
Nice.
So yeah, I just steal stuff from the old company. I have a bunch of like art and stuff from the store. So, yep, that's where I worked in high school.
Sorry, I just thought that was so funny in
Yeah.
that one video where you had said something about, you got when you were a kid, you did what you had to do to get money for games, and then you mentioned that so casually and just kept going. And I'm like, wait. Like,
Yeah, and I was gonna explain it, but then you mentioned it in the email, so I was like, well, I'll leave it
yeah.
alone on the channel, and then I'll direct people to this
Oh yeah, we'll
podcast.
reveal it in the podcast.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and a few people asked.
Thank you for talking about it. I felt like that could have been seen as a weird thing for me to ask you about, but
Nah, that's all good.
appreciate the story. So we'll pivot there to the Steam machine and the fact that we're seeing shipment manifests for game consoles, right? So no one knows what they are yet, right? So
Okay.
it could be Steam Decks, it could be Steam Frames, it could be Steam Machines. I don't think anyone knows for sure yet, but
Okay, so we know it's not Steam Decks because
okay,
did the math. Before, so they were doing these shipments for a long time until Christmas of last year when they stopped doing shipments. And up until then, all the shipments were one weight. Like every shipment was the same weight. Then they
okay,
stopped. Then they started back up again in the end of March, early April, and those are different weights. So like before they were Steam Decks because that's all they were selling. Now it's either Steam Machines or Steam Frames.
okay,
And I kind of hope they're Steam Frames because if you do the math on the weight and subtract the amount of containers, like the weight of the containers,
yeah,
you get to like 20,000-ish Steam Machines, which is nowhere near enough for launch.
right,
But then if you do the same math for the Steam Frame, it comes out to like 29 to 32,000 because I did the math. So there's like a margin of error
sure,
there.
sure, sure,
Well, like that's obviously not a lot of Steam Frames, and I know people are excited for the Steam Frame, but VR itself is nicher than niche. So 30,000 Steam Frames goes a lot farther than 20,000 Steam Machines. And now we know there's 4 variants of the Steam Machine. There's like 512 2 TB, no controller, same memory with controller. So that's 5,000 per if that's all they have. So
right, yeah, it's a good point.
hopefully they have more and people miss shipments, or they're not going to launch like imminently and just kind of be like, have at it, because that'd be tough.
Yeah, well, I hope they do the reservation thing this time for the first, like
They are.
from the beginning, and not just trying to sell it.
Yeah, it's going to be similar to the Steam Deck. All this is coming from the Steam DB back code, so like it's locked in. You need to have an older Steam account, limit 1 per person. Similar rules to what they have now for the controller, basically. But I'm not sure on this, but I think there is going to be a deposit. Then you order it, they email you. You have 72 hours to complete the purchase. They ship it. But I need to get in early, obviously, so it's stressful.
I was also shocked. Everyone was pretty shocked to find out you didn't get a Steam controller sent to you.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
They don't like me. No, I don't know. They just don't answer me.
I don't know how to. I mean, I have a pretty small channel right now, so I don't know how you would get on a list like that.
No one knows. They just email you out of nowhere. Like we talk behind the scenes, and everyone's like, "Yeah, they just emailed me," and I'm like, "Oh, they emailed you, huh? Must be nice."
Oh.
But yeah, there are channels that are very small that did get them early, and I saw some Twitter accounts that got them early. The only 2 people, it seems, who didn't are me and Carrie, which is really funny because out of all the people, I'm like, Carrie just seems like a, like a no brainer. Just like, yeah, definitely. I'm crazy, but Carrie, I would have given him one.
Yeah, I think with the fact that your channel is Steam hardware focused and you have a pretty big following even on that one. I mean, you have your PS Ready one is much bigger, but
That's a much older, not much older. I had that for about 2 years before I think I started Deck Ready.
mm,
And yeah, but what are you going to do, right? It is what it is. I got the controller and I was
mm,
happy to find that people waited, which is nice. You don't have to do this in the future, but people waited for my review. And like a couple
really.
of people were like, I waited for the review to order it. I'm like, don't do that. If you want it, just order it.
I went on a binge on any video talking about Steam art for like since like January, since the end of January. I literally will just I've been watching any video I could, and that's when I found your channel, and I just literally just had been watching. I had on the whatever you can do when you click the bell thing and you get all the
Oh, the
notifications. Even though I
notifications.
never get them, I always just
I
it
know.
just
I
it's
know.
always the video
I
that comes up when I go to my recommended. It's the first one is your new video. So
anything that can go wrong, I have the worst luck, dude. Like I get these comments all the time, like I have notifications on, but like I don't
yeah,
see them. Whatever, you'll find them.
yeah, yeah.
Some people get mad that my videos get recommended too much, and it's like because you clicked on them.
Yes.
You're leaving out part of the equation here. I'm not paying for it. I'm not forcing them in your face. I'm sorry, but what are you gonna do? It is what it is.
True. Yeah. I mean, I was looking out for him too. So like, I know basically it was like couple times a week you'd put out something. So I'd go every time I'd go onto YouTube. I'd search your channel and see if you had something new. But yeah, when the controller was when it was announced that we were going to put it for sale, and people started putting out their reviews, I literally searched Steam controller and watched every single video that existed,
Oh, yeah.
until I finally got mine in, and then after that, I didn't watch any new ones. But I'm sure there's plenty that I haven't seen now. But
I think I've seen them all because I was like, trying to get as much spec data
mm-hmm,
as I could ready for when mine would come in. So I watched everything,
mm-hmm,
like every video last week. And then mine, it shipped out on Thursday, and then it got here Friday, like 6 o'clock. And then I did the Nerd Nest from 7:30
mm-hmm.
till like 9:30, I want to say. And then I was pretty amped after. So then I stayed up till like 3 or 4, just testing. And then had a slow start Saturday, did that video, and then took yesterday off.
Yeah, I've had a ton of time to test it. Um, played a couple games so far, but I really like it. I'm gonna do some more testing. I asked for people to give me comments on what they want tested, and there's certain things like I don't really play, so people are like, "Oh, let's play a fighting game and test the D-pad." I'm like, I'm not a good person for that. I wouldn't know what I'm talking about. So,
Someone said for me to play like 2XKO or whatever, what are they called? Riot fighting game. I was
oh
like,
no,
yeah, okay.
I don't.
I never touched. I mean, I played Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11 pretty extensively, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't. For me, if I ever play fighting games, I just spam buttons and I don't know what I'm doing, and then I get annoyed because I'm no good, and then I just stop playing. So
Yep.
I don't play those games. But people were asking about the Rumble too, and I will be honest, I didn't even notice that it even rumbled,
Oh,
and
really?
I maybe it was just the games I was playing, but like I noticed that the trackpads would like the haptics on the
Yeah.
trackpad,
Yeah,
but I'll have to actually pay attention to it because I think maybe I'm just so used to Rumble in games I just didn't even think to pay attention to it. But Rumble was on, so it should. But I don't know.
yeah, it should. Maybe that's a beta thing because there were some features like grip sense that came later. Like
Hmm.
those went out today, I want to say. Who knows? It's better than the Steam Deck though. The Steam Deck Rumble is terrible. It's like non-existent.
Yeah.
It may as well not be there.
Um, are you gonna get a Steam frame?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to use. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on it because I don't know. I say I don't know a lot about VR, but I actually have spent a lot of time with VR. I just kind of missed the era that we're in now, where it's like like augmented reality and like mixed reality.
Mhm.
I don't mess around with anything like that, and that seems to be a big feature part of the Steam frame. So I don't know how much I have to share, but I have played a lot of VR games. I'm really interested in it to see how SteamOS runs on ARM chips. And I know a lot of people are excited for that because they think, I mean, I have no reason to not believe them, but they think they'll be able to extract the SteamOS ISO or like find the recovery image and then put SteamOS on their Retroid Pocket or AYN Odin and Thor, you know?
Okay.
So I'm
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
really interested in that. I just want to see how that all works out. But
Hmm.
I mean the Steam frame I'm just buying for me.
I've never been interested in VR like ever. Um, it's just I don't know. I also have like a weird like lack of a sense of balance. So I feel like if I tried to do any kind of thing in VR, I'd fall over easily.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's for me. I think maybe if I had like a lot of money that I just didn't need to like didn't have any requirements to spend on it, I I would probably get one just to like sit on the couch and just have it be the TV instead of like use a
Mhm.
TV. But
Oh, like those XR glasses people
yeah.
use, like people love those. I've done a few videos on them and a couple like the Vitcher ones I did use for a little while after the video. I thought they were kind of cool,
Hmm.
but they went in a drawer
Yeah.
pretty quick.
And I wear glasses and I have terribly misshapen eyeballs, so I don't know if that would really work out for me.
They
Um,
need those glass inserts or whatever.
yeah, it would be it'd be too much to try to get that to work for me. But yeah, I don't know. I just yeah, it's never really been too interested in VR anyway. But there's a few people I know that are like really excited about it because they tried to get into the PSVR 2 or whatever, and then Sony really just didn't do anything with it. So
Yeah, I played Gran Turismo 7 with it, which was cool, and then Resident Evil Village. Never touched it again. It's in its case in my basement.
yeah, it's just I don't know, it's for somebody. There's plenty of people that have commented on just my regular Steam hardware videos that have said I only want the frame, and like that is an
Yeah, there's people
interesting.
are really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm like that is
They're
interesting.
like, talk about it more.
I'm not the guy to talk about that stuff. I don't know. I just don't.
And there's not a lot of info coming out about it. Like a few websites have gotten, hands on with it, and they say that the same stuff that people said back in November when all those videos came out. So like if there was something new or exciting to talk about with it, I definitely would. But
Mm,
like with the Steam Deck and Steam Machine, I can just Google Steam Deck and Steam Machine and get like a plethora of news articles. But the Steam Frame, if you do the same thing and go to Google News, it's stuff from like November still just
yeah,
populating. So
that's funny because it's you know I feel like I'm starved for information for like all of these things because Valve just is Valve and they just don't ever talk about their stuff until like they're absolutely ready, right? Or at least they were in November and then shit hit the fan. But but yeah, it's like it's funny that they didn't seem to think that revealing a controller in November, not talking about it for 6 months, and then being
yeah.
like, you could buy it next week. You think they didn't think that people would just be so like obsessed with it and be like, I need to buy this right now. It's like,
Yeah, if you go back and look at interviews before, Lawrence was saying, yeah, we think we got more than enough ready to go for launch. It's like, dude, no. You guys are popular.
yeah,
You gotta meet people where they're at. They like you. They want your stuff.
that was the other thing. Other than Steam Frame, is a lot of people said they only want the controller, and I'm like, I get that because if you already have a
Mhm.
gaming PC and you play games in
Like a
Steam,
Windows PC.
yeah, like you wouldn't like care for the other stuff really necessarily. But yeah, a lot of people said I really just want the controller, and we were all just like I said, starved for information to the point where like once they finally were like, you can buy this next week, everyone was like, oh my god, like let's buy it.
Mhm. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, last week was great for videos because I could just like, refresh Twitter and then just be ready to go because I don't script anything. I just do it
Yeah,
all off the top of my head.
same.
So it was nice to have new stuff just ready to go, not have to like, think about what title or whatever to throw on it, or like the most interesting way to present it. I was just like, it's interesting because of what it is.
Yeah. I think it's really funny because I made a few videos on the controller recently, and they all did phenomenal compared to any of my other stuff. And then I made a
Nice.
video on a Switch 2 case that I got from JSOX, and it did nothing. Like, not nothing. I
Yeah,
got like 200 views or something, but like in the other videos, I got like 2,000 views a video for the other stuff, and so it's like way more than I usually get. But yeah, people don't
yeah,
really care much about Switch 2 right now because that's going up in price now too, and all this other stuff.
yeah. In September, I saw.
Yeah,
I feel like once they get some bigger games rolling out, like any of these leaked ones, if those turn out to be real, I think then the Switch will start firing up. But
yeah,
yeah, I bought it and I used it like for Donkey Kong, like I mentioned, but it goes right back in the dock because
yeah.
I'm always playing stuff on PC and PS5.
I played it a lot. Like in the first like 3 or 4 months, it was the only system I played. Like I played everything on it. I got Silk Song on it. I played like everything I played on Switch 2. And then like I think it must have been when Valve announced the Steam Machine when I started to become less interested in the Switch 2 because I'm like, why would I buy games and be stuck on Switch 2 when I could
Yep.
buy them and play them on Steam Deck, which is relatively the same performance, and then later play them on Steam Machine and have that boosted performance. You know, started playing the Steam Deck more and being like, I actually forgot how much I love playing games on the Steam Deck. It's
Yeah.
such a nice console.
I remember before the Steam Deck was announced, I played like so many indie games on my Switch, like
Mm-hmm.
Dead Cells, Katana Zero, Blasphemous. I played Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen. I played so many games, and then same thing happened once the Steam Deck was out. It's like, well, I mean, I have a gaming PC, and the Steam Deck is great. So if I rebought some indie games, I bought a lot of new indie games.
Mm.
But you're into Metroidvanias, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's a pretty poppin' genre on the Switch and Steam.
it's a pretty
I'm
big
always
genre
looking
for
at it.
indie games. Like, yeah, there's a lot of indie ones. And you'd think like that I'd played all of them. I actually like did some searching recently, and there's like a good 90 of them I have never even heard of, and I'm like, I can't even get to all those in my lifetime. I don't think.
That's good for your channel. You'll
Yeah,
have a big backlog. I just found this one that's older called Dark Light that I want to try out. And I guess that did okay on Switch. And I bought this one called Mandragora last year. That's like a Souls-like Metroidvania.
yep.
There's always new ones coming out though.
Adding what was the other one you mentioned? Because I had not heard of that one, so I'm gonna add that.
Mandragora.
Oh
It
no,
came
the one
out.
before that. I've heard of
Oh,
Mandragora.
Dark Light.
Dark
I
Light.
found Dark Light because there's a new game coming out called Dark Light Survival, I think, and it's like sort of like a riff on Vampire Survivors, but it has over the shoulder and isometric camera, which I thought was cool. And then it was like the sequel to Dark Light in the trailer, and I was like, oh, I gotta check this out. It's like a $10 2.5D one, but it looks really cool. I want to try it out. Does Replace count as a Metroidvania?
I
It's kind of linear.
yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, because you don't like you get upgrades, but you can't go back. So that's not really a Metroidvania.
I
But
wonder if it
I
says
just
it
played that.
because I've been playing that too on my Steam Deck, but let me see if it even says it. I think it just says 2.5D platformer. I think that's really, which is more
Seems more. I don't know why I'm splitting hairs on that because it's very clearly not a Metroidvania. Like,
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean,
it just
so
reminded me. Of
I don't mean to be I'm not trying to be the authority or the person who makes the rules, and I'm not trying to be a guy that is so much of a stickler for these rules that certain things can't be considered. Like there are some people who say, "Oh, it has to be a 2D side scroller." I'm like, no, you got
Oh.
Jedi Survivor and like stuff like that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
So,
Jedi Fallen Order
like,
definitely feels like a Metroidvania.
Those are I definitely consider those Metroidvanias. But then there are some games.
Or like Control,
I don't know if I would officially say it is, but it has enough
right?
elements.
It's like on the line.
Yeah, it has enough elements that I think that's why it scratched that itch for me. Is I remember like playing it for a second time and being like, oh yeah, this is almost a Metroidvania. So it's like That's why I like it so much. But you get like Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo, and people are like, "Oh, this is like
Okay.
one of the top 500 Metroidvanias." I'm like, that's a Zelda-like game. That's not like it's
I've
a
never even heard of that.
it's it's cool. It's a really cool indie game, but people keep like putting it in that Metroidvania genre. I'm like, I don't agree with that. I also don't agree that Dead Cells is either. And that's another one where it's like I think people would get really mad if I if I well I've already said it. So I'm just gonna stick with it. I don't think Dead Cells is a Metroidvania. It's a 2D
Yeah.
platformer for sure, but it's missing some of the things. But also what
Yeah,
was
because it's a roguelite more than that.
yeah,
Because like you unlock the powers and they unlock shortcuts, but you don't necessarily backtrack, right? Like
right, there's no
because you start at the
backtracking.
beginning every time.
You could theoretically play the go through a run without ever receiving any permanent upgrades and go from the very beginning to the very end if
You know what's
you're good
crazy?
enough.
I 100% of that game before any of the DLC came out on Switch, and then I bought it on Steam with like the Castlevania DLC and like
Yeah.
yeah, all the DLC, the Giants one and everything. Never played it. I booted it up like 2 weeks ago, and I beat it in my second run without getting. I didn't get any
Nice.
upgrades. So you're right,
Yeah.
and I was like kind of impressed because it took me a long time to do it on the Switch. So maybe they made it easier or something. Like maybe it's not up to skill, but yeah, I got through it without any upgrades. I
Yeah.
took a long way to get there though.
I do want to be clear. Dead Cells and also the Rogue Prince of Persia, which is very similar.
Same development.
They're great. I think they're a
Yeah.
lot of fun. They're great to play. But yeah, I don't think they're Metroidvanias.
Yeah, it's called the Rogue Prince of Persia. It's
Yeah,
a
right.
roguelike.
Yes. What was the other ones?
Oh,
Dark Souls is not a Metroidvania. I don't care who edited that Wikipedia page to put that in there.
yeah,
That's not.
because you can backtrack, but you don't get powers that make it easier.
Right. Also, in my personal opinion, Metroidvania is very deeply seated in platforming. And if there's no platforming, I don't think it's a Metroidvania. I had this argument with someone, and they're like, "Well, you can jump." Like, yeah, that's not. It's not the
Yeah,
same.
I wouldn't call it platforming. It's like falling on platforms. You never
Yeah.
really jump from platform to platform in Dark Souls, as far as I'm aware. I played them. I've beaten them all. I don't remember a lot of jumping. Elden Ring, a little bit more platforming, like traditional.
Yeah. I mean, I've never played them. I have definitely watched like streams of people playing them. So like, but yeah, like you can jump, but it's
Mhm.
like that. Can't having a button for jump does not equal platforming in my
Yeah,
opinion.
and in Dark Souls, you have to like hold B and click the stick, so it's not like a spammable jump like it would be in a
Mm,
like a platform.
yeah. Yeah. Um, while we're talking games, what games have you been playing this week?
So I am on chapter 6 of Replaced.
Hmm.
So I think I'm pretty close to the end, and I really enjoy it so far. It starts a little slow, but once you get the gun, it kind of really picks up. And the story's kind of derivative of Cyberpunk 2077's main thread, but it's been a while since I played that game, so I really like it, especially because of the art style. I ran into some bugs when it came out, but those have been ironed out since I have been playing it recently. And then I got an early key for Forza Horizon 6, so I've been spending a lot of time on that, but I can't
Cool.
really talk about it.
Well, yeah, of course.
What the hell? What else have I been playing? Ace Combat 4, I just beat.
Oh yeah, you've been
That
playing
was
through
really
those,
good.
right?
Yeah, I need a break between 4 and 5, but I'm gonna do 5 next. I just downloaded that Darklight game,
Mm.
and then I want to get Far Far West. I haven't had a ton of time. Oh, Diablo 4, Lord of Hatred, that is excellent. I haven't had a ton of time to play, like sit down and play games because I've been in video mode all week.
Hmm.
But I got a couple hours of Replace last night, so on my Steam Deck, I was like, yes, finally. And then Pragmata. Pragmata is really good. I'm right at the end of that. I just need to finish it, and then yeah, that about covers what I've been playing.
I played the demo for Pragmata. I played it on the Switch too, though, because I tried to load it up on the Steam Deck, and it had the shaders thing, like the what do you call it,
Oh yeah,
compiling shaders,
compiling shit.
and it was there for a little bit, And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna see how far I can get on Switch 2. And the time it took to compile shaders and get to the menu right after, I had downloaded the demo, installed it, started playing it, gotten 5 minutes in, and it
Yeah,
finally loaded to the next menu on the Steam Deck. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep playing it here. It's like performance is
it's a
gonna
good
be
port.
relatively the same.
Yep, it's like the same graphic settings, same performance, higher resolution, and you get DLSS on the Switch.
Yep.
It was the same deal for Resident Evil. I did a playthrough of Resident Evil on the Steam Deck, but it was like my fourth playthrough when I was just rushing through to get. I did the easiest difficulty for like two of the achievements, like never healing, like never using an herb, and then
Okay.
never using the blood injector. So I did that on the Steam Deck, but I like playing those games on my TV, like those high fidelity
Hmm.
sort of like I want to enjoy it at least the first playthrough at like maximum graphics.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited about the Steam Machine because I don't. The last time I had a decent gaming PC was a really long time ago. I've been playing games on Xbox, and I I made a whole video about how I'm not buying Xbox systems anymore, and I've been playing. I've had an Xbox since the very first one,
Me
and
too.
it's come to the point where I'm like, if I want to play Monster Hunter Wilds, and I had it on Xbox, but in back in November they announced that it was going to go up in price for Xbox Live or Game Pass or whatever.
Oh, Game Pass Ultimate
Yeah, and it used
for
to be that I could.
$30 a month.
Yeah, it used to be that I could get just like it was first was just Xbox Live, and then it was like Game Pass, whatever it was, Core or something. You get it for a year for $60, and they took that option away. So now
Yep,
you had to pay $120 a year. I'm like, do I really want to
that's
pay
crazy.
$120 a year? I don't use the Game Pass part of it, so I'm just going to be spending $120 a year to play Monster Hunter Wilds like 20 times. Like, it's nuts. I ended up buying it on Steam because in anticipation of the Steam machine, and I was like, oh, as a joke, I said I'm gonna install it on the Steam Deck and see how it plays. I have played 100 hours on the Steam Deck,
Yeah,
and
they finally got the PC version
yeah,
pretty much patched.
it played fine before that too. I mean,
Cool.
there were some areas where like there in the plains there was like an area around like a particular tree that for whatever reason the frame rate drops even if you have like a $10,000 gaming PC. It dumps the frame rate for some reason in that spot. That spot had
Yeah.
some issues with where it was like a slideshow. But yeah, after that performance patch, like it played so much better. It was I played it again the other day. Like it's plays really well. It just also looks like a PlayStation 3 game because
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't
does.
have the graphics setting so low.
I love Monster Hunter. I played all of them except that one. I'm gonna get into it, but then they were talking about how there's like a Iceborne style expansion coming, so I
Oh
figured
yeah.
I'll wait till that drops
Hmm.
because that's what I did for Rise. I played it on Switch when it came out, and I was like, this is not running good. So then it came to PC, and I played it with Sunbreak on the Steam Deck, and it was awesome.
That's funny. Bob Wolf, if you're familiar with Bob,
Yeah.
he had a video talking about the what's that? What was that system? I want to say EmuDeck made the system. It's like a
Oh,
Steam
the
machine.
Playnix.
Yes, the Playnix. He had the Playnix and he was testing out Switch emulation. And one of the games he decided to pick was Monster Hunter Rise. And I'm like, that's such a weird
Yeah,
game.
dude, I watched that video, and I was like, yeah. I was like, wait, I paused it. I was like, did you, what?
Like you're emulating Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch version when there's a native PC Steam version that plays so much better. I was just
Yeah.
confused that that's one of the games you picked. I'm like, you could have picked different. You could pick something different, like something that
I wish
wasn't on
that
there.
game had save transferring because
Yeah.
then maybe his save is stranded on the
Oh,
Switch version.
that's a good point.
But
That's a good point.
can you if I don't mess around with the Switch like dumping or whatever, can you get your saves off of it?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't deal with emulating current on the market
Right.
systems. So I
People
don't.
get mad at me for that. And I'm like, I have a Switch too.
Yeah.
I'll just use the Switch too. It's
If
like,
if it's Super Nintendo or something older that like
yeah.
you can maybe find the system, but they're definitely not the game. Yeah, I'll play an emulated version of that for sure. But current systems, even Switch One, I will just play the Switch One game on my Switch Two. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
emulate that. I'm kind of against that. Um, but if Nintendo sold me those games, all they had to do was
Yeah.
sell me those games from like back in the day. I would buy them, but they don't.
Yep, you got to subscribe to the Nintendo Switch Online, which honestly does have a lot of games in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have an AY and Thor. I set it up with that Cocoon app, so I
Hmm.
have like I have my 3DS games on there. I wish I could get the saves off of the carts, but
Yeah.
yeah, I love that thing.
I was looking at that because they people were able to do some really interesting things with that one. That's the one that's like a 3DS, right? Where it's like the
Yeah.
clamshell and you have the two screens. Where
Yep.
someone was playing Fallout 4, and then they had the
Yeah.
Fallout 4 companion app for Android playing on the touchscreen, and they were using the touchscreen to do the things in the companion app that you do in the Pip Boy. And I was
Yep.
like, oh well, one, that's genius. Two, like that's
Yeah.
crazy that that's an option that it could play both of those things.
I just distinctly remember a lot of people, like a not insignificant number of people, complaining relentlessly about text size on the Steam Deck. And then now that this thing's out and it's got like a 4-inch screen or
Yeah.
5-inch screen, suddenly that's not a problem anymore. It's like you guys switched up on that real quick
Yeah, right. That's a
on
good
the
point.
text size thing. But yeah, I've tested out some Steam games like Zombieland USA 3D. Love that game. I still just like if I have a PC game, I'm gonna play it on the Steam Deck. I
Yeah,
just
same.
love that thing.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said before, I don't really have anything else to play. And I got a new MacBook Air, and I tried to play some games through like crossover or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's not. Well, I really only tried Monster Hunter, and Monster Hunter Wilds does not play. It crashes in the menu, so that's as far as that goes. But
Yeah, I just saw they released Game Hub and Game Native for Mac, so maybe I'll better luck with that. My
maybe,
MacBook has an M5 Pro. I don't know, but I use it for editing.
yeah,
I have a gaming computer, so it's cool.
yeah,
I don't need Mac gaming.
yeah. Well, that's something I wanted to mention was earlier today. I was watching a video, and I forget what the YouTube channel was, but the guy was saying, "Oh, I really wish that Valve would sell a version of the Steam Machine that didn't have RAM or an SSD in it, so that I could use RAM that I have lying around or one of my SSDs I
Yeah.
have lying around instead." And like, yeah, I get the argument. I'd also feel that it's kind of against the spirit of what the Steam Machine is to
Right.
to provide a PC without some of the stuff so that you could put your own stuff in. It's like it's
Yeah. If you have all that stuff laying around already, just buy a small form factor case and
yeah. So I
build
mean,
it.
plenty of people have done that and put like there's another bigger YouTube channel that has they did that and put it under their living room TV and play games on it like that. Like that's from what I understand not difficult to do. I mean,
You'd think, but I hear from people all the time that they run into issues with installing SteamOS, and I don't know if I just got lucky or what, because I'm not great with that stuff like flashing and everything, but it was seamless for me. Like I downloaded it from that recovery image I found through Reddit. I put that on a flash drive. I booted from it, and the only issue I ran into was until I updated it to the beta, I had to use my motherboard's HDMI to use the like onboard
uh,
graphics, but that wasn't that big of a deal. So I don't
yeah.
know. I'm sure once the Steam Machine is out, that's when they'll call SteamOS done, quote unquote, and they'll release like an actual installer, and that'll make it go a lot easier. But for right now, it's not that bad. You obviously just need an AMD CPU and GPU, which is like not it's kind of a bummer because the 9070 XT is a great card. I'm getting great performance out of it, but I just have always gotten Nvidia cards. So I wish Nvidia was like cooler about Linux drivers.
Yeah, that's the thing that sucks is like I could tell people all day about hey go find there's the recovery image thing you could do and install SteamOS, but
Mhm.
then if the second they're like oh well, I have a 5090, it's like yeah
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stick with Windows. I mean, you could
Yeah.
do Bazite, and I like Bazite, but you still run into issues, and game mode
Mm,
runs with like FPS issues and stuff. It's not worth it. And I tested out Xbox mode on my Windows PC. It's good enough. Like if you
mm,
have an Nvidia card and you want a living room PC, Xbox mode is probably the best bet for you right now. It's not perfect, but it works fine.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to do some work to get Xbox mode and like games to run better on Windows, and making it so like less of the things that Windows does to usurp all your resources, like to lessen that so that you have more for your games and stuff. And I don't know if they're really ever gonna reach the the same performance that you could get out of Steam OS.
Right.
They'll try, but
I mean,
we'll
I
see.
just saw that they released an update where it's like low latency mode for your PC.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to Carrie in our Steam Deck Discord, and I guess it just like boosts the shit out of your CPU and like RAM and everything to make stuff launch faster. It's like that is the most
Mm,
bizarre way to solve a problem I've
yeah,
ever heard of from like a company of that scale. It's like I could have done that. I could have just put my PC in like performance mode always instead of like balanced when it's not running a game, and it would have had the same effect.
yeah.
It's just it's
Let's just jam up the stomp on the gas. Is the the solution is. That's so funny.
Yeah, and Tim Sweeney, the Epic Games guy, responded to Carrie and was like, I like when my PC sounds like a race car. It's like, cool, man. Put Fortnite on Linux. Do something useful.
Got him, dude. Actually, I've never played Fortnite. To be honest with you.
I played it one time only, which was to get Michael Myers and then
Hmm.
do a video for Twitter. Because before I had the video game channels, I did news videos on the Halloween franchise. And yeah, I really like Halloween a lot. So I was like, I gotta buy Michael Myers in case I ever play this game.
In case, yeah. Um, yeah. The something I just thought about for some reason. I think it's because you mentioned the Xbox full screen experience thing. Is that on one of my Steam controller videos? Someone said, and I thought this was really funny, that if only Steam players buy the controller, it's going to be a failure. And I had to be like, do you not think that Steam is the biggest PC gaming
Yeah,
distribution platform? And I
I
actually
get.
Googled it, and
So
they had like 75% of all games sold on PC are sold through Steam.
if you only play on console, I can kind of see where it's coming from
Yeah.
because like if Xbox came out with a Xbox whatever and it sold, a million or 5 million units or whatever, that would
Yeah.
be the end of the world for them. But like the fact that you can just install Steam on any PC, then you have a Steam console. Like I feel like there's a disconnect there.
That's true.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, they could sell 50,000 Steam controllers and it'd be a success because they sold 50,000 of them because they don't make money on that. They make money on games.
Mm. Yeah, that's also something I think plenty of people, I think including yourself, have said about Steam Deck. Steam Deck's only sold like a in the single digits, millions of units, and like
Mhm.
if you if the Switch 2 sold 8 million Switch 2s only, people
We'd
would
have
be
some
like,
problems.
yeah, people would be like, wow, that sucks. But like,
Nintendo would be gone.
yeah, that's less than Wii U numbers. Like,
Mhm.
but it's not the same for that because it's like this the Steam Deck is of course not the only place that they can sell their games. So it's like that is something that's like you have to really take the context of it into to factor it in.
Yeah. People like to argue. They love it. They thrive on it. I'm just I've heard it all
Mm.
at this point. I'm just like the like I said earlier, the reply every time. Yeah, welcome to 2006. It's like I get it. You enjoy your PS5 Pro. It's a really good console. Like
Yeah.
I really enjoy that console too. And then they're nice. They're like, "Oh, okay." And like I get it. On Twitter you got to be a little combative because like everyone is treating it as an argument. So that when you're confronted with someone who's like, "No, I'm just showing it off." It's like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Mm. Yeah, that so I made the Xbox video about how this wasn't gonna buy any games on the Xbox platform or any more Xboxes, and that video got like 18,000 views, and a lot of people were
Nice.
really mad about it. And I felt that I was not, how do I say this? I wasn't like rage baiting. I guess maybe a little bit in like the way I framed it with the thumbnail and the title and stuff. But in the videos, I really just like talked about how I've been playing Xbox games for 25 years. I've been having I
Mhm.
had one Xbox in every console generation, and there's like a bunch of things where I'm like, I don't really feel like this is the way I want to go with playing games anymore. And there's a lot of people that were either really mad about it, or they were really happy because they thought I was going to be buying a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, and I guest host for Ray, who runs Xbox Ready from time to time. I just did it on Friday, actually. And people think I'm going to come at it from like a PlayStation fanboy perspective,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like I want them all to be healthy.
Yeah, the more options there are, the better, because the more competition, the better options we get.
Mhm.
All right, well, that's about time. I mean, I only, I feel like we talked about all the stuff that I had, any kind of things written down for in the first like 20 minutes of the show. So,
Oh, cool. Yeah, that was a good conversation, man.
yeah, well, I'm really glad that you was able to have you on. I'm just, it's kind of funny that it felt so crazy that when I had reached out to you on Blue Sky, that it was like I actually caught you. Like I actually was able to get through to you.
Yeah. I'm glad I saw that. I was at Texas Roadhouse. I was at the bar.
You're having
Just eating my
some
steak. I was
eating
like,
some
oh, hey,
rolls
Blue
with
Sky.
some cinnamon butter or whatever they do.
Yeah. I love Texas Roadhouse. It's so good. Texas Roadhouse and Chili's. Those are my two favorite chains.
Nice. Yeah, well, I appreciate that you're on. I'm excited to that we got more Steam hardware news coming up. So hopefully you'll be free to jump on another episode at some point.
For
But
sure.
yeah, thank you everybody for that's watching and listening and supporting the show. I appreciate you all too, and hope everyone has an awesome day.